Good evening, everybody. Hope that you are very well, and welcome to tonight's Contenders live stream number 81, where we're going to be going through log scale versus normal scale and EOS chart of the week. And I will end with Bitcoin for you all, because I know there's a bit of a move happening on Bitcoin. If we can, just before I begin, I just want to ask you one small favor, just to confirm that you can hear me okay right now. That's the only thing that I need right now is somebody. There we go. Thank you so much, Nick, for the sound check. I had a few issues as I was trying to load up the video, basically. It was not starting the stream. So yeah, sound okay. Absolutely brilliant. With that said, then yeah, we can begin. Hope you're all doing very well indeed. Start with the disclaimer, obviously. Pause, read this if you have not already. So this is the way that I'd like to run tonight's live stream. So Contenders live stream. I see all the comments. Absolutely brilliant. So what we're going to say here is going to be starting with EOS chart of the week. Okay, so EOS chart of the week. I see great potential in this one. I then want to be moving on to the log scale and when to use it. So we'll be going over the function of it, when and why you use log scale. Then I'll end obviously with questions. And I want to let you all know that the questions are going to be focused on, for instance, if you have questions regarding EOS chart of the week, or if you have questions regarding log scale, random questions or off-topic questions, I suppose, I'm going to say you're going to have to ask those in Discord. And in tonight's live stream, we'll be taking questions related to tonight's content. So it's not going to be going off on massive tangents on the questions. So I just want to make you aware of that. If you do have an off-topic type question, just ask in Discord and we'll be absolutely more than happy to answer that question. But that's what we'll be ending with tonight, the questions and answers related to tonight's session. Yeah, I also do know Bitcoin is moving right now. So Bitcoin is moving slightly. Nothing massive, but we're getting a bit of a move on Bitcoin. And I will cover Bitcoin at the end. Okay, 100%. I will look at Bitcoin for you. Okay, so do not worry, basically. And what I really love to say in these videos is that what you have to remember is to try and block out the FOMO, because I know when Bitcoin's moving a little bit, a lot of people are distracted, I suppose, or just feeling really big FOMO or emotional. But I think what I have to remind you here is what I'm going to be teaching you tonight is a skill that you can be using in 1, 2, 5, 10 years time, where essentially for the rest of your trading career / life, you can be using the skill that I'm teaching you tonight. So what you have to remember is the move that you're getting on Bitcoin now is the same move that's going to be happening in 10 years. So it's so important to give me your full focus and attention during the stream, because you're going to be just learning some massively important skills for your trading. So that's the first thing that I want to start with. Just give me your attention, block out Bitcoin. Do not worry about any move that's happening. The move is going to come around again. It's nothing even massive at the moment. It's just a little move, really. But yeah, that's just what I want to remind you that we will look at Bitcoin at the end. So do not worry about it. So I want to start off with chart of the week. So we are going to go over to EOS to start this. Okay, this is obviously for me of a swing trade setup. Okay, swing trade setup. If you had a keen eye, you'll know that I posted this exact setup for you yesterday. So I actually gave you this setup yesterday, but I want to talk about it in a bit more detail now. Obviously, when I posted it in Discord, I didn't really give any massive explanation behind it, did I? But I basically gave the entry yesterday, I gave the stop loss, and I gave the target. And for me to take profit one was the monthly. I'm going to explain why this monthly is absolutely massive resistance as it stands. But that was for me the only key level here. You had the monthly as a key level, and ultimately, if we can claim that, I'm looking up for the high of the target, which is 945 sats. Got a very nice entry, stop loss, and take profit. And that was posted in the group yesterday, if you were around to look at that. But then let's bring it over to everybody that didn't, I suppose. What I want to show you here is the monthly. Let me start off with the monthly. You'll see it's actually the only level I have marked on the whole of the chart right now. Okay, apart from this weekly, which we'll cover in a second. But so I have 2 levels marked on the whole of the chart. But this monthly, we're looking at this on Binance. This is the all-time low monthly level. So we are in price discovery almost to the downside. This thing looks absolutely destroyed, doesn't it? It really does look absolutely destroyed. when we really take a look at this on the monthly, you know, it looks awful. It really, really does. So you might wonder, Daniel, this thing looks absolutely awful. So why are you buying this for a swing trade? And the thing is, I see absolutely massive potential on this coin. Again, this is obviously a bit of speculation. We want to take it level to level, but the upside potential is hundreds and hundreds of percent. So you are seeing a great potential on this coin. What I want to talk you, I want to explain something to you here, very important. And I know we are only a technical analysis group. We only trade the charts, but there's just one thing, of a bit of news that I found a little bit interesting. And the creator of EOS, the CEO, he actually left EOS. Okay, and this was like last week, he left EOS. So I feel that this thing is all-time lows. The chart looks awful. The EOS just left, so that's going to have removed a lot of bag holders. And I feel that a lot of people have given up on EOS. A lot of people have sold, given up on it. So this for me is kind of I suppose, an opportunity of, okay, I mean, I was not willing to take it down less than this. And so I was talking about like a 1%, 1.5% risk on my trade for a potential 25% gain. Okay. And ultimately what I'm going for here is trading the range. Okay. So you can see here, we had our series of highs, we had our series of lows. That's what I was posting for. So really simply what I was looking to do is take this into a range. We could put this on as a parallel channel almost. Okay, where there's the highs, there's our lows. Okay, and we can see how this was prior support. Now it's resistance. And what I have here is I'm looking for a range. Okay, I'm looking to trade it back up here ultimately, back down, back up. If we break the higher the range, we go to our higher targets. If we break the low of the range, well, for me, that's just kind of give up on the coin. And you know, I wouldn't buy it any lower than this. I would not buy EOS any lower than this because it would go into price discovery, and I'm not interested in doing that. Okay, I am only going to trade the charts on this one. So for example, if it done here and it come all the way down here, I'm not going to trade it. If it ever come back into the channel, that offers me another trade. And there's your deviation from the low of the channel. And I've got a new trade set up, which would look very similar to this one. The same as here. We deviated the high of the channel. And you could have taken a short on the retest here and traded it all the way back down to the low of the channel. Okay. The same here, where you got a bit of wicks above, could have traded the short all the way back down. And the same for me, exactly the same theory here on EOS, was that I'm looking at this as a bit of a deviation of the low. And really simply, I got in a little bit better than 756, but I got into this 7.4. Well, when it was at 7.48, obviously I'm trading on Bybit. I got in it when it was 7.48. And my take profit one was really simply the monthly. And obviously now we are making our way all the way back down to entry. So that's something to bear in mind. We're making our way all the way back down to entry. So I might get stopped on the rest of the position, maybe. But yeah, this was my opinion on EOS. I just feel that this is I feel it's a really well-defined trade in terms of, I know why I'm trading this, you know, I can tell 100% why I'm trading it, okay? We had a double bottom, we took the low by a wick, and really simply, I entered straight away. Literally, as soon as we done that, is when I got my entry. I knew where I wanted to target, and I know where I'm wrong on the trade, okay? I just want to highlight, obviously, it did hit my take profit one being that monthly, which we know has been prior support, resistance, back into resistance, back into resistance. So I suppose there's a secondary way that this could be traded now, okay? Obviously, this is speculation, but let's say we break down and come back above, or we just start to consolidate. The secondary way that I believe that this could be traded is actually looking at it more of a reclaim of the monthly. Okay, so you miss out on the first, 5% here. But if you actually reclaim that monthly, then you still have the same trading setup for about a 17% move to the upside. And it could be argued that this is a bit more of a safer setup going forwards, because you'll have actually reclaimed that major monthly. Like, I cannot stress how massively important this monthly is. Like, for me, this monthly is really, 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 really big resistance. Okay, it's really big resistance. But if you can reclaim this big resistance, it means the upside potential is then a lot, it's a lot more probable, let's say. So what I would like to do is just say this in terms of a probabilities type of perspective. If we're looking at this as a trade and we have this is our take profit one, this is our take profit two, we could say still the probabilities of getting up here are low. We could say there's only like a 30% probabilities that this plays out because of the fact the coin looks absolutely awful. It is right at the low of the range and it's below the monthly. So we could say there's only 30% probabilities that the trade actually comes to target. But what we could say is if it reclaims the monthly and we take that as the trading setup and we got this as that's our target, well, then we can say that this goes from a 30% to almost like a 60-70% probability. So you're almost doubling your probabilities of the trade playing out because you have reclaimed that major resistance level. Okay, so this is just something that I want you to bear in mind. The way that I'm approaching this is still my original setup. I want to just highlight that it has hit my take profit 1 and my stop loss is the same. So I'm still in the trade under the same perspective, but it's very different now. The fact that we've hit that resistance once, we've come back down. This is just another perspective of a way that I think you could trade it with a reclaim of the monthly. Massive level. Okay, if we reclaimed that, I fully expect us to come back up to the high of the range. So it's actually a really easy setup in that regards, I feel, in terms of, it's really not that difficult to comprehend, I suppose, exactly what I'm looking for here. So yeah, honestly, there you go. That's the EOS setup. There's two ways, honestly, there's two ways you could approach it. One would be a reclaim of the monthly, and one could be literally the way that I was doing it originally, which is with your validation below the low, looking up. Obviously, if Bitcoin continues to push up, it's very likely that this does take the low. Okay, so this is a little bit of an inverse correlation. If Bitcoin goes up, EOS is very likely to go down. The only thing that I do want to bear in mind for all of you that I'm trading this on the USD pair on Bybit. So actually Bitcoin going up in that regards helps. But there you go. That's what I wanted to